My Destined 1, Tensura x Arifureta by Void Kane. Ch 82. Reunion I Shizuku's body was covered in a white cocoon and the voice of the world was announcing her awakening. What the hell is happening, Shizuku? Kuki said as he tried to got where Shizuku was, but he was immediately got stopped by Hajime. Stop Amanogawa, Hajime said. What are you saying, Nagumo? She could be in danger, Kuki said while Suzu was also worried about Shizuku. If she was in danger, my brother will be the one to move first to save her, Hajime said. But, just stop and watch, idiot, Sakura said. What? Kuki asks in surprise. She's not in danger, she is just awakening her powers, that's all, Chloe said with an excited expression. Awakening? Suzu asked. Just imagine you are getting awakened after getting asleep, Chloe replied. Hajime and the others just nodded at Chloe's words and continued to watch how the situation plays out. Everyone was calm except for Suzu, Kuki, and Ryotaro. Notice. Starting the reawakening of the individual Shizuku Yagashi. Reawakening all of the skills that reside in the individual's body successful. Unique skill Great Sage awakened, unique skill Blazing 1 awakened, unique skill Purgatory awakened, unique skill Degenerate, successful reawaken. Moving on, reacquiring all extra skills and resistance successfully. Notice. The individual had acquired a hero's egg successful. Report. All requirements had been met to evolving to a true hero. The Heroes Festival will now commence. Starting evolution from to human hero successful. Rebuilding the individual's spiritual and material body successful. The individual can now change between material and spiritual body. New skills obtain universal perception, true heroes haki, universal trend, infinite regeneration successfully acquire. Mental attack resistance, elemental attack resistance, holy and demonic attack resistance, spiritual attack resistance, and ailment resistance had been successfully acquired. Report. The unique skill Great Sage addresses a petition to the voice of the world to evolve. Notice. Petition to evolve the unique skill Great Sage has been accepted. Attempting to evolve. Failed re-executing, failed. Re-executing. Failed re-executing, failed re-executing, failed. Re-executing. Failed. This goes on for millions of times and all attempts to evolve failed. Notice. The unique skill Great Sage will sacrifice Degenerate to receive a gift from the Heroes Festival. At that moment the unique skill manages to break the shell of evolution. Notice. Unique skill Great Sage has evolved to Ultimate Skill Lord of Wisdom Raphael. Notice. Evolve the unique skill Blazing 1. Sacrifice the unique skill Purgatory to execute. Successful unique skill Blazing 1 had evolved to Ultimate Skill Lord of the Blazing Sun Helios. Awakening the superior spirit of Fire Ra, successful. Notice. Restoring all memory of the host successful. At that very moment Shizuku's memories have come back to her, the life she had and the memory of the person that she loved, and made their way back to her. On the outside, everyone was astonished and surprised at the same time, well, everyone except for Rimuru. The announcement they heard can only be described as incredible. Kuki was so surprised because one of the announcements he heard was Shizuku was evolving into a true hero. A true hero? Suzu asked. A true hero is a being that is the opposite of the true demon lords. They are born only once 1,000 years and their existence is acknowledged by the voice of the world, Chloe said. Voice of the world? True demon lord? Suzu was confused by Chloe's response. Just imagine there's a person like Kuki-san who is a self-proclaimed hero and a person who has a hero's egg and evolve like me. As a true hero my level of strength is vast compared to that of a self-proclaimed one. Just like Rimuru-san who is also a true demon lord, his power cannot be compared to those who is only self-proclaimed, Chloe said. But how does one become a true hero? Ryotaro was the one that asks. To become a hero one has to receive the blessing of the Spirit Queen or the blessing of a spirit of light or darkness and have pure unclouded hearts willing to shoulder all of humanity's burdens. After meeting those requirements a hero's egg will be formed in the person's body. When the power of a bearer of the hero's egg reaches its limit, the person can hatch the egg and achieve a form of awakening by completely merging with their spirit and making its power their own. But in your case you won't be able to obtain one since the concept of hero's egg doesn't exist in this world. Well, that only applies if you talk about obtaining it properly and without interference from outside, Seal explained, and Chloe just nodded at her. Then what about me being a saint? Hajime asked, which also became a surprise to Kuki, Suzu, and Ryotaro. In Hajime's case it was a force evolution and it's a few levels below a true hero, but you evolving to a saint is your limit, Seal said. So I have reached my limit, Hajime said, which made Yu, Shay, Tio, and Kaori sad when they heard that Hajime reached his limit. Well, that only applies because you're a half-human and only humans can obtain a hero's egg, but inside you is a demon lord's seed, and if you awaken it you will be able to grow more, Seal said. Hajime was a hybrid of a human and a monster. So I have really become a monster myself, Hajime said. Hajime, you're a... Kuki wanted to say something but he got interrupted by the voice of the world. Notice the evolution has now been completed. After the voice of the world announced the completion of Shizuku's evolution, the white cocoon that was surrounding Shizuku was broke open and their Shizuku came out. She slowly opens her eyes, revealing her crimson red eyes that look like a ruby. I'm back, Rimuru-san, Shizuku said. Shizu-san, Rimuru said as tears started to flow down from his eyes. Rimuru walks towards Shizuku and gives her a hug. Shizuku returned it and the two was embracing each other tightly. Shizuku was wearing the clothes that she always wear when she was still Shizu Izawa. I miss you, Shizu-san, Rimuru said. The two were having a warm reunion, but a certain someone that was unable to read the room spoke. Oi! Rimuru, what do you mean by him? Kuki was speaking nonsense, but his mouth got covered by Hajime, who dragged Kuki outside. The other also followed to give room for the two to talk. When Hajime and the others were outside, Hajime let go of Kuki, who was being held by Hajime's right hand. Oi, why did you drag me out here, Nagumo? Kuki asked, seemingly angry. You will just ruin the reunion of the two if you stay there and spoke your nonsense, Hajime asked. What are you talking about? I just wanted to know. Why Shizuku-san hugged Big Brother Rimuru, right, you said. Big Brother Rimuru? Hajime asks to himself. Well, you decided to call Rimuru as her big brother. Her reason was Rimuru will become her brother-in-law after she and Hajime got married. Indeed, why would Shizuku hug Rimuru? She doesn't even have feelings for him, Kuki said as he was rejecting the fact that Shizuku hugged Rimuru since he doesn't want Shizuku to also leave him like what Kaori did. He might have done something back to Shizuku and... Before he could finish, 4 blade and 1 gun was aimed at him. One of the blade was aimed at his neck, one was aimed at his heart, 1 blade was aimed at his stomach, and the last blade was aimed at the back of his neck, and the gun was pointed at his head. The holders of the weapons were ready to kill him if he made a wrong move. Kuki immediately froze up and his body was shaking since in an instant he felt blood lust coming from the owner of the weapons. Talk more nonsense about Rimuru-san doing something bad to Shizuku-san and your heart will be pierced open, Sakura said with an angry tone. I have put up a lot of your nonsense, but framing my fiancé for doing something he didn't do is something that I won't tolerate, Chloe said. Seal and Akame just nodded at her words. Looks like you have forgotten you're standing here, Amanogawa, Hajime said, since even if he didn't show it he actually cared for his brother. Eek, everyone please calm down, Suzu said. She is right, everyone should calm down, Daizu, Shay said. Hajime-kun, Sakura-chan, Akame-chan, Chloe-san, Seal-san please calm down, Kaori said, doing her best to calm the 5 down. Ryotaro wanted to help Kuki but he was stopped by Suzu because if he also help it will end in a bad way. After Hajime and the 4 girls calmed down, Yu started to talk. Big Brother Rimuru didn't do anything to Shizuku, Yu said. How can you say that you don't even know Shizuku herself, Kuki said. Indeed, I don't know anything about her, but I do know that Big Brother Rimuru won't do anything to the person that he has been looking for thousands of years, Yu said. Wait, Yu-san, how did I know? Yu said as she finished Chloe's sentence. Yu just took out a book from her treasure trove and showed it to everyone. It was a story that was written by a guy named Xenovis. Seal, who sees the name, smiles since she knows about the guy. So he wrote about Master's journey, huh? Seal said. You know about the author of this book? Tio said. Yes, I know about him. He was once called a sage. He was even once considered to become a god, but he rejected it because he wanted to end his adventure as a human. He was a curious individual, but I didn't think that he would write a book about the Master's journey, Seal said. Xenovis was a man that Rimuru met while exploring the vast multiverse. The two became friends and travel from world to world to help people. While Rimuru was traveling, he also told Xenovis his reason for traveling the vast multiverse. Xenovis was like a brother to Rimuru, and when the time comes Rimuru has to leave the man even though it pains him to do so. After Rimuru left, Xenovis continued his journey and was on his way. He also wrote a book about Rimuru and his goal. He published the book on Tortoise. It was a popular book back then, but as time passed the books had been completely forgotten, leaving only the original book left, and it somehow ended up in the hand of the young Oscar Orcus. On the outside of the Haltina labyrinth, 3 girls were standing. It was Shiraori, Luminous, and Kurumi. "So this is where they are," Kurumi said. "Yes," Luminous replied. "So are we just going to wait here?" Shiraori asked. "We don't have a choice but to wait," Luminous said. "Still, your skills were so useful," Kurumi said. "To be able to go to a place you have seen once was so useful," Kurumi continued, and Shiraori was only nodding at her words. The reason the 3 arrived in the Seas of 3 was that Luminous used her skill on Liliana, who got thrown back to the kingdom by Hajime when she and Gaharudo went to visit the Seas of Trees. End. New chapter. Hope you guys like it. Up next, Reunion 2.